Hello, chat. Can you guys hear me all right? And I know Nez and Yev can hear me because we've already spoken, but I'm making sure that chat can also hear me pretty good and that the sound balance is decent. Yes, everybody says yes. Awesome. Well, we've been talking already for a little while, so I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm Last Saying Prince. I run the YouTube channel Midlife Crisis. I've been a focus tester since the original focus test, and I have tested the game since closed alpha 1. I was a pretty regular player of the old cycle, and have been really glad that the dev team has allowed me to been in the focus group. I wanted to real quick shout out to the other focus testers who have made my many hours of testing enjoyable and been a companion and spent some time with me. So Lord knows I've spent enough time testing the game. I'm glad that I've had a lot of good friends to spend it with. Anyways, that's about it for me. Today we have Yev and Nez, the game designer for Yevgeni and the creatures producer for Nez. We're going to interview them and ask them some questions about what they do. So, Yev, thanks for agreeing to meet me, bud. Today,
Hey, yeah.
I want to start off by just saying, let us know who you are, introduce us. What do you do for Yager? How busy is it in your daily job? And what's your favorite thing to do?
Yeah, hi everyone, and thanks for having us here. It's an honor to be on stream again. My name's Yev. I'm game designer specifically for the live team, and maybe some of you who did play also the old cycle know me because I started at Yager actually in the community team, specifically for the Russian community, and then became game designer. And yeah,
That's
having
cool.
a very busy schedule right now,
Very busy.
as you can imagine. Yeah, and my favorite thing to work on is actually the social features, I think, and stuff like the Battlelog and the stat screen that you have all hopefully already seen and evaluated and gave feedback on. Yeah,
Sweet, sweet.
and I guess I give it over to Ness.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
Right. Hey everyone, I'm Ness, the creatures producer at the moment. I actually recently joined Yager like 4 months ago, I guess, but it's been a crazy journey. It's really busy right now, and I'm also making people busy, kind of making their life also miserable at the time, but all for the sake of creatures, for better experience. My favorite thing is, yeah, creatures fully on. I really enjoy them. So not much to say, but I guess I can take over to give over to Neslihan right now. Take it on.
Well, I'm really excited that I was able to get you two guys in here to interview. My daughter decided she wanted to wake up and join us, so welcome to her into the chat also. This is Little Saying Princess. So I wanted to start off by talking to you, Yev. I'm so excited that I got you in here. There's so many things I want to ask you. There's no way we're going to have enough time for me to ask you everything. Um, you started off by talking about how you were part of the community and that's what got you into the game, and we share a very strong similarity there. One of the things that made me fall in love with the old cycle was meeting people from around the world and having adventures from them. I had friends from Croatia, Russia, Australia, England, and I'm an American, I'm a North American. So it was really important to me that I had those relationships with those people and that I was able to share moments in the game with the community that I just had never been a part of outside of North American gaming. So my first question for you is, what systems will be in the game to help promote social interactions of players outside of their closest region?
It's a very good question, and I agree that community is a really important thing, and we want to make sure that yeah, we start having cool. And now I'm blacking out on what I actually want to say. So let me start with the other thing I wanted to say. So basically, yeah,
Of course.
what we're actually doing for to promote this would be, you already saw the friend list probably, and we have the friend list set up in a way that you, as soon as you have people in your friend list, you can join in a squad with them and play with them no matter which region they are. So the algorithm automatically puts you together. And in order to facilitate an even easier approach to that, I already mentioned the Battlelog. it's mostly right now accentuating the social aspect. So basically, we are trying to make it as easy as possible for you to find players that you want to play with during your sessions, with different encounters that will be listed, so that you can add them to your playlist, friend list, and then just play with them no matter what region they originally are from.
That's really cool. And you talked a little about something I want to wait to bring up later, but about adding friends to the Battlelog. Super cool. We're definitely going to talk about that here in a little bit. So let's say I want to play with my friends who I made in the old cycle. Can you explain to me how linking my account and my friends list and perhaps maybe even my cosmetics from the old cycle, is that going to be seamless? Am I just going to log in and is everything going to be there? Am I going to have to go through some form of 2FA or is there anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, there is a little bit of hassle associated with the account linking. We experimented with both doing it in-game and outside, and like the most stable and kind of familiar, I guess, for most players version of this would be doing it by website. So you will be able to link your account by just going into a game, and then if you're in there, it will link you to an external website, and then you can decide kind of which, like for example, you're on Steam and you want to link your EGS or the other way around. The one that you're logged into is kind of your main account, and as soon as you link the other one, you will basically keep the progress that you have on the account that you define as your main account, so the one you're logged into.
Okay, so basically we're choosing one of the two accounts. Perhaps maybe we played on both Epic and Steam, or does it link both accounts to both Epic and Steam?
You're basically choosing which one you're keeping, though you will get the vanity from the other one.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right, and then I want to make sure and get Nez involved here, so I'm going to jump over. And this question also will also involve Yev. So I'm going to just start off with a little bit of pretense that, Yev, I know you were involved in a lot of the live events for the old cycle. After Dark, Overlord, the Christmas events and stuff like that. And also, this brings in Nez a little bit. I'm wondering, is there going to be any live events in the new cycle? Perhaps seasonal things, maybe alien-related things. I had an example, maybe like a breeding season for Striders, and there's a lot more Striders. Or perhaps Christmas edition, and everything is snowy, and the Striders have little Santa hats. I don't know, but that's for both of you guys to answer. Let's start with Nez, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the simple answer would be yes. Although we don't know how exactly we would start off with the creatures, but all the suggestions like having them dressed in a theme would be something that we would like to see probably, or just like having different challenges every now and then, seasonal challenges would be, again, a point to think. But I guess overall, creatures would be keep supporting all the live events, as well as them being in the center of it, I would say.
Awesome.
I like the dressing up Strider.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Might be a little bit too playful for some, but I know that a lot of the old cycle was a lot more cartoony and playful, so I just don't know how much of that maybe a Christmassy cheer will be able to tolerate in a game of such serious, tense moments.
It's a good question. I mean, you remember the cheerful events like the Easter event with the glowing Easter eggs and stuff.
Absolutely. So yes.
No idea if we'll come back like as strong in the cheerful department as we used to, but definitely we're thinking about seasonal events. And I mean, just from a technical standpoint, we don't have game modes now like we used to. So you have this one match, like seamless. I wouldn't even call it match, like session that you have. And before we actually had separate game modes, so we will
For sure.
not do like you remember. I like how you called it After Dark. By the way, I think it was called Nightfall, but Fortuna After Dark also sounds amazing.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, so we will most likely change up how we do events and make them more accompanying your main sessions rather than completely separate thing.
Nice.
So it will most likely still be opt-in, because I know a lot of people also don't like interacting with events, and
Okay.
we don't want to force it on anyone.
Neat.
But
Interesting.
it's still pretty early because
Of course.
yeah, we're still like just in the phase where we're talking about all the possibilities. But yeah, let's see what we come up with.
Well, it's exciting to know that you guys are thinking about things like that and considering that kind of interaction for players to have. I think it really brings a lot to the game when you do something and you're like, hey, these guys took some time to just give me something for a week or you know, whatever it lasts. Like, you guys put in a lot of effort, and I think it really shows through that stuff, even if it's silly or playful and maybe not for everyone. I think it's pretty cool stuff. My next question, I'm going to shoot over directly to Nez, and my question is, do you play the game yourself? Do you log in and drop to Fortuna, and do you enjoy playing against and killing, perhaps maybe dying to the aliens that you yourself design?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we play it. We have lots of PTs going on every week, and separate to that, I constantly log in to see how the creatures are behaving. So that answers their question. I really love playing against them.
Nice.
Killing, changes. Like, sometimes I look at the rattler's eyes and feel like, oh my god, that's my baby. I cannot do that. But it's yeah. At the end, you need to kill them. They're a threat to you. But dying is still, although I know more or less how they are behaving in general, it's still awful to chased by Marauder and seeing a rattler on the corner of your eye and then seeing some action going on. It's like dying is still pretty scary for me as well. But yeah, overall, it's a mixture of like trying not to kill them, trying to see them in their natural state, and like watching a marauder also scratching itself on the side is a lovely. Yeah, so
That's really cool.
I do
Yeah.
enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So you do feel a little bit of pride seeing how amazing everything is and thinking I
Yeah.
was part of that. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool question to throw in here, just because I thought about it for a moment from your perspective of what it would be like to spend all this time at work every day and then to go and play something that you enjoy. I thought that was really cool. So thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, if I wanted to ask you your opinion on clans in the game, and do you think you'll ever work on events that are maybe clan sized level, take more than a single group of people, world event, live event kind of thing like that?
That's kind of like already having the next step behind the first one, that we're not there yet. But I love the question, and I will answer with a I sure hope so that I will be working on it at some point. Um, yeah, first of all, I mean, we would need clans
Yeah, for
to
sure.
have that. Yeah,
For sure. The
you know,
question wasn't so much about the clan integration, more so just like the level of difficulty that would require the coordination beyond your typical man party was kind of where I was going with the question. Of course, it's hard to tell. We may never even get clans. We don't know at this point, but that's what I meant by saying clan, larger than a single group kind of thing. Perhaps an alien that everyone in the instance would have to work together to kill or something, not even perhaps clanned up. But of course, like you said, in the future we will see. I'm excited to see all that kind of stuff. uh, this is as an old cycle player, I think that this is something that it's till the end of every season. 5 years from now, we're always going to want to know, hey, is that one old cycle thing coming back here, or are we going to see that thing from the old cycle coming back? So with that kind of lightheartedness and general idea, I'm asking Neza, are there any plans for new or returning aliens? Perhaps the Dirt Eaters, the Howlers, the Wardens, or the Brutes? And how often would you like to see new aliens added, or perhaps old aliens brought back?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's a really great opportunity to have something that we can base for old creatures. We already have feedback on them. We know how much people like it, and like depending on that, we of course want to bring some of them back, maybe. But it also maybe new creatures, of course. But it's all tied to at the end what we want to achieve with that creature specifically. So for like how often question, it's kind of hard, but it's going to be
Of course.
a decision, yeah, based on the seasonal goals, where it fits adding a new creature or bringing something new back. But at this point, yeah, we definitely want to increase the variety of the creatures in terms of gameplay, the whole set of the environmental changes as well. But how often, we'll see, will be a seasonal discussion to have probably.
So do you think a single season is enough for a new creature to be added? Say, they come to you and they say, next season you can do whatever you want. You can add something, you can bring something back. Do you think a single 3 or 4 month period is enough to fully integrate a new creature?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, the creatures are aimed to be like really special, really have a personality. So you need to put a lot of work in them. It's not just getting the concept down and then creating the 3D and everything, but you involve a lot of teams. There's animation going on the side. There's this whole AI behavior designed by the designers and implemented by the engineers. So for forming a fully new creature, it is a bit challenging to perhaps think about it, getting it done in one season. But if there's something already that we can use, like bringing back an old creature would be an option. It could be just reworked and could be something doable in a one season span, I would say.
Sorry, I'm just adding a chat moderator here. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. All right, I think that worked. Sorry about that. And then to finish up what you're talking about, Nez, will we see any non-aggressive aliens return besides the Leafmen, which obviously we can't lose the Leafmen.
Yeah.
They're precious. They're precious.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's the first goal is to enhance probably the combat feeling. So we try to put our focus on the existing creatures, how they feel in the combat, and trying to improve overall the behavior, the animations to enhance that as well. But sure would love to see non-combat creatures as well, like Leafman, obviously, something that
yes.
you really enjoy when you encounter. So yeah, definitely something to discuss and explore more.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
It's always good to see something that doesn't try to eat you immediately.
Yeah,
it's really immersive when you can take a moment to just enjoy what was going on. And I don't want to admit how long I chased the blue man on the old cycle attempting to kill it, and how many matches I thought that, if I corner it, I'll kill it, and maybe I'll get something from it. And randomly someone finally told me you can't kill it, and I quit trying. But it's just something that stuck with me, and also seeing the little guys in near ICA that you never seen on the planet, it just kind of makes you wonder, what more is there on Fortuna? What are we missing? And I think it's really cool how little, maybe not as important to gameplay, but pretty good for immersion kind of things. Let's see. And before we get into Yev's big section, I know you've been quiet over there, Yev, but man, we got a lot to finish up with you. I'm going to start, I'm going to finish here. Nez, obviously one of the most exciting things for everybody coming up in this next test is the elite variants. Wow, they're really fun to play against in the focus test. I was really excited to see the changes in such a short period of time to go from Strider to, I painted my Strider blue, to, oh wow, that's actually something different and scary. And just tell us about the variants. Anything, will they have their own AI? Will they have their own sounds? How many different elites would you like to see? And just give us a little rundown on the elites from your point of view.
Yeah, we started the idea by thinking about like enhancing the difficulty level on the maps a little bit with the variants. but it's going to be mostly focusing on the like players' progression. So you need to, with the elite variants, you need to be like more careful. You need to have higher tier guns to deal with them because they like have higher damage value and health value. But as you saw in the focus test as well, it's mostly the texture changes that we were applied to the creatures. So they're still the base ones. They're still similar to the base creatures. We tried not to change too much about the AI behavior itself because it's still a strider. You know how a strider generally behaves, but it's a stronger one. So it will be able to detect you from a longer distance, let's say. It's just a fine-tuning of the behaviors, I would say, in general. But again, it's they are mostly placed in more difficult areas on the map, guarding more precious things around. But I guess it would be it would require more changes on the appearance as well to make them completely different in terms of also the gameplay and like adding some new sound, etc. We still want you to kind of predict how they behave, how they would behave, so that there's not much really crazy additional behaviors on top of the base ones, I would say. But for sure, creating a challenge and scary moments in the game. No.
So do you feel that one variant of each breed is enough, or do you think maybe we'll move into an era of perhaps having more than one variant, Omnicron and so on?
Yeah. I mean, we are thinking about it. I guess it will depend on the feedbacks that we are getting from you guys after the CB2 as well and with launch. But it's also an idea to not overcrowd the Fortuna with same kind of creatures. You know, we want them to have a special personality all the time, and adding new variants, as long as it supports a certain goal in the gameplay, a certain new area, maybe a new environment, that could be happening for sure.
Sweet. So not just to do it because we can change the color, but more so
Exactly.
because it made sense. It made this area make sense or more difficult, and that's cool. I'm glad to know that a lot of thought is going behind that, and clearly you care a lot about the creatures, and you've gone a lot of thinking into it beyond what looks scary or white or blue. That's pretty cool. I think that pretty much covers everything. Said the AI should remain the same because you don't want too much variation and don't want to just copy and paste stuff because you want it to be meaningful. So I really like that. Yev. So Yev. A lot of people are excited and have been asking for a long time about dog tags or battle logs or kill feeds or statistics. You know, a lot of people have been excited about that. Just give me some insight. I'll leave it open to you tell me what you're working on, bud. I've seen it and I love it so far. So
Yeah, so you mentioned the two buzzwords already, statistics and Battlelog, and that's what we will have from the get-go. For the Battlelog, you may have noticed already we decided deliberately to like not add a bazillion rows of information, but rather concentrate on encounters that make you really see what you achieved in the match, but also easily see who you interacted with. So, for example, you did mention proximity. Yeah, basically, either, for example, another player chased you for 5 minutes straight, or you kind of didn't shoot at each other and semi-cooperated, but if someone's been in your like general vicinity for a certain amount of time, it indicates that you did probably have some interaction, and you probably want to either add that person to your friend list or maybe report them, but at least you would like to know who they were. And as you know, with the old cycle, we had matches where you like had a very set number of players, so it was much easier to have, for example, recently play with option. And here we decided to put it actually together with the information that it's super pertaining to like interactions or caused damage, dealt damage,
Yeah,
or who maybe killed you
yeah. I
on the
thought it was
planet.
amazing. You could even see who talked to you. You like maybe if someone
Exactly.
proximity chat, and a lot of times I'll hear proximity chat like in the, and I don't know what that was, and it's really intriguing to me. And the first time I saw a battle log and I saw the guy I killed and I saw who shot at me and I saw that my friend Son of Morning was near me and I didn't even see him. That was really amazing. It didn't do anything for me mid battle or mid raid, but afterwards I was really impressed that that set of information was available, and then you could add friends from it, which I thought was really cool. So if I had a really tough battle against someone and I was like, wow, that's a really good player, that was fun, which happens often in this game, that you can send them a tell and join up with them and have fun. So that's really cool, man. The battle stats and all that, and tracking season wide stuff also, right?
Yes, true. You have basically your lifetime stats tracker and then season specific. So you can check out whatever you want, or like whatever we have listed there.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, I mean, stats are important, less important for some people, more important for others. But you just want to have them and also measure yourself against yourself.
Yeah, I'm on the side of enjoying them just to know how bad I'm doing and see that I'm making some progress. I do see some bad side to them also, and so I understand both sides, but I'm super glad what you have. I think doesn't really change anything game wise. I'm not going to start focusing on my KD. I'm not going to it's cool to have a little bit of information involved. The next big question, Yev, as we're rolling along here so well, is what kind of weapon cosmetics can we expect to see? Like, am I going to buy a cosmetic once and put it on my gun once and have to buy it again? And every time I put a gun on, is it going to have the same cosmetics? How will the gun cosmetics in specific work?
So basically, you'll have skins and coatings. Let's say it like this. And by the difference is basically a skin would be a weapon skin would be something specific to a certain type of weapon that could actually change more than like a few details. And
Okay.
so it would be, for example, something for the Core 47 or something for the C32. And the coding would be more a general like pattern / coloring that you can apply to all weapons. But what they both have in common is that if you buy them, you basically buy the right to apply. So it's yours.
Cool.
If you lose the weapon it's on, you can reapply it to another weapon.
Nice.
But the fun thing is if you're actually on the opposing side and you're a player who looted another player who had a weapon skin or a coating, you basically, as long as you have the actual specific gun that you looted and you don't lose it, you can keep it. It's not yours, so you cannot reapply it to any other weapons because you didn't unlock it. But basically, you can have it as a trophy if you want. So this one gun from this one player that you can remember because you know where you looted it,
Exactly.
and it has
Or
like this one skin that's super cool.
I like the dynamic of you killed me, you took my gun. I go back to the station, I plot my revenge, and I see you 3 days later. And I don't know it's you until I see
Yes.
my gun. Now it's over. I'm coming for you. That's my gun. That's
And you can just take it
amazing.
back.
It's so much fun. I think it really adds into the proxy chat kind of style of gameplay where there's a lot of social immersion in this game for a bunch of people shooting aliens and shooting each other. It's really really cool. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of that question answered before I even asked it. But a big thing that a lot of people want to know, and I myself want to know, is what's the general style of cosmetics we're gonna get? Are we Cowboy Bebop? Are we cartoon cowboy? Are we just gonna go dark and grungy and crawling in the dirt? I mean, where are we headed with the cosmetics? Please let us know, my friend.
So yeah, I mean, you already mentioned it, that the aesthetics of Psycho Frontier are less neon, joyful, pink, yellow, bright colors than the old Psycho was.
Yes.
And a lot of cosmetics will, of course, be in line with the aesthetic
Cool.
that the new setting provides, but not exclusively.
Exclusively.
because
Nice,
I'm
nice.
because I mean, on the one hand, yeah, of course, you don't want to stick out to everyone by like having lights on you,
I do.
whatever. But exactly, but maybe you actually do, because you can brag about it that you
Yes.
evac despite being super visible from 100 meters away. Uh, which yeah, is also player choice. So I think we'll have some of that in there too. So not only dark and gritty, if you if you say so, yeah.
That's exciting. I'm glad that you guys are leaving a little bit of the reminiscent of the old neon lights and I mean primetime. Everybody loves primetime, right? I mean the suit is iconic. It's literally it'll never die. You know, it's amazing. So I'm glad that we have consideration going both ways there. Um let's see. I'm gonna jump over to Ness because I feel like I have so many questions for Yev. I don't think I had enough for Nez. Um so currently, Ness, and I don't know how much you actually work with the alien AI versus or just maybe the design, but a question hopefully you can give us some enlightenment on is the majority of the aliens kind of revolve around the same style of I've placed these aliens in this area. They ignore me until I get close. Once they're close, they aggro me and they follow me until I kill them or I get away. I'm wondering, are we gonna have any sort of immersive choices from the aliens at any point in time where maybe an alien will hide and wait for us, or maybe an alien will be nomadic and perhaps roam the map instead of just being static? Is there any kind of variations that we might see in terms of that?
Yeah, for the existing ones, as you said, they have a specific spawn points which is close to important areas, interest areas, and they aggro when you're close, when they see you, when you're in their line of sight, or when there's a sound that they hear, they can just turn. And of course, also if you shoot them, they
Yeah.
don't ignore you. So the reason for that is mostly to determine the importance areas, being able to like let players know that these areas contain something, because like there are creatures that you need to fight, so you will get something in return. And also we don't want players to just lure the creatures too much around on the map, just because mostly like it's gonna probably cause some performance issues for us, and also maybe some disadvantage gameplay for certain times on the PvP side. But maybe it could be something that we explore with the new creatures that we want to add, like something that is more stealthy, something that just pops out all of a sudden nowhere, like when you were not expecting. But as I said, it's going to be, again, the decision of kind of where we want to go. Can we pull it out in the performance side? And is it a like unfair gameplay against the AI and the player?
That makes sense. With just already what we have before this focus test compared to this focus test, the aliens are geniuses. They've already taken, I mean, they are still glitchy in the focus test, and sometimes they wouldn't respond and we still had issues. But the first time I dropped and I had 3 aliens and one of them flanked me, I was like, I couldn't believe it that this guy ran all the way down, found a door, went in the building. He ran all the way behind me, and when I turn for expected safety, there's an alien there, and so
Oh, yeah.
I do understand that maybe adding much more might be too much. I'm really excited with these statistics and season-wide stats to see how many more people die to aliens this time compared to players, because I personally think it's going to be a much higher ratio of alien deaths than PvP. Not like it's overtaking it. I'm saying compared to last time. I think there will be a higher percent of alien deaths compared to last time. They're a lot scarier.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort in making them more intelligent, you know. They're just trying to find a way to get to you if you make them angry, because it's their planet at the end, and it's just going to be them trying to get to you whenever like you're threatening them. So I guess it's going to be a little bit different when there are more people around, because you're on the one hand trying to get away from the players, on the other hand you have the creatures, and they're
Yeah, it's going
lots
to be
larger.
interesting. It's going to be really interesting this time. I'm so excited to see the dynamics of this beta. I think a lot of people are going to drop on day one thinking they can run to the jungle and loot stuff and be fine. And I think they're going to majorly be in for a rude awakening. I would never claim to be a top player. I enjoy playing. I play a lot. I think I'm pretty good. I died to aliens a lot. In 20 hours on stream, I think I died at least 10 times to the aliens. They were so scary. I just can't foresee the atmosphere of Bright Sands being the same. I think it's going to be very exciting. I think there's going to be just everywhere you hear guns, you hear aliens, you hear encounters all over the place. The aliens reacting to sound is going to be amazing too, because now when you don't have people farming data drives or laser drills or things like that, because the aliens are coming to fight the sound. So that's a really, really cool change. My final kind of hypothetical question, and I think I kind of know where this is going already based off your last answers, Ness, but I'm going to ask it anyways, is are we ever going to see changes in sizes of the aliens, like small variations of maybe this one's younger, this one's older, maybe this Jeff can fit in a door, or this is an ancient rattler that is huge? I really think, and this is coming out of my own personal opinion and something that I just like to voice, and I've voiced many times throughout the focus testing, that I really think dynamic sizes in the aliens would be an amazing change for the game. What's your opinion on that, and if that's possible, doable, or just a pipe dream?
It's actually one of the things we try to explore with the variants as well, changing the sizes. But there are a couple of trouble areas, I would say. On the implementation side, development side, it's a bit tricky because you need to kind of change the behavior, you need to change the animation. That's a lot of work to put in for just a size change on a base creature, let's say. And then we need to think about what would be the goal of that creature. I really like the idea of having baby striders running around, but what's going to be the goal of the baby striders, let's say, and I guess the size change would come with the creature type itself. I'm not saying we won't see any giant rattler, as you said. That could be something if we really find a meaningful way to put it in the game. But again, we just don't want to do it for the sake of the just adding more new stuff and just having more crowded same looking creatures.
For sure. I think it's impressive that you guys were able to take the relatively limited amount of mob assets and make it feel so different and diverse everywhere. So clearly the less is more theory has worked, and despite maybe people like me and all these random ideas and wants, I think you guys really have your head wrapped around what's gonna work well in terms of the gameplay loop and how actually dropping feels. So maybe it's a good thing that you've ignored all the could be cool things, or not ignored, but worked on what you've been working. I would say is a better way to put it.
I mean, let's make it clear that it's not ignoring what's been said and the ideas. Like, we really like you guys pitching in the feedback, pitching in some ideas, and we really take it seriously. But again, it's up to, at the end, deciding the use of it, and then see where it fits. If it fits, perfect, we will work on it. But if it's still on the air, if we are not able to wrap our heads around, we kind of need to see where it will take us.
Makes sense. Hey, Yev. I know a question that a lot of people are on edge about and waiting for announcements about is the Fortuna Pass. And what does it mean to get the Fortuna Pass? Is this cosmetics only? Will I be able to progress faster through the factions if I have a Fortuna Pass? In general, what are we looking at for the seasonal pass?
So basically, the bulk of it would be, to put it as and now I like an adjective for this sentence. It's sweet, sweet vanity. Let's say it like this. We have a whole theme going on there, but you will also get, for example, the new system insurance tokens, which, for example, also we part of the free pass, and you'll get XP boosters for the pass, and also Aurum. So basically, a good mix of a lot of stuff. Also, some weapons thrown in there, and of course, consumables to use, like grenades and helmets,
Oh,
shields,
nice.
backpacks, stuff like
So
that. Yes,
like
yes,
supply drops basically almost.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice. Um, I think I should ask so that you can clarify, because I know a lot of people hear XP boosts and they immediately go into shooting down the airplane mode. Can you explain to me the XP boosts and what will I be boosting with these paid XP boosts?
It's basically boosting the progress in the Fortuna Pass itself. So
So
it's
not
not
the faction or the game
actions,
unlock
etc.
and
Exactly. Yeah.
sweet, sweet. I think
So
that's a
we
small detail but important to change, because we call it faction points. We don't call it XP points, but you know, it's definitely something that people are interested to hear about there. And what's the starter
exactly.
packs, Yev? Well, can you explain to us the difference between a starter pack and Fortuna Pass?
Sure. Starter packs are something that we have four different starter packs, and you can buy them basically immediately at launch when we start that whole thing. And yeah, basically the starter packs are a predefined set of vanity, which is very unique. And all four starter packs are also unique to each other.
Okay, so
So
they're separate from each other vanity wise.
exactly.
Okay.
And you also get some currency and also some weapons and consumables. So basically, as the name actually suggests, it's a starter pack, something to get you started. And the main difference is the vanity in the different packs.
Okay.
And the difference,
So like tiered more. So maybe I get the rarer, cooler package if I get the higher tiered starter package, maybe.
exactly. And also some weapon skins that you don't get in the lower packages. But
And maybe I want to buy all four because it's different. It's not like I'm getting stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then the final helmet piece. It's separate sets entirely.
exactly.
Oh,
So
that's awesome,
you,
man! I didn't know that. I
yeah,
didn't realize that.
you
That's
can mix and match as much as you want. So you're not blocked from buying several of them, but yeah, it's mainly that's the big difference. And the Fortuna Pass is more akin to like passes that you probably know from other games, where you have 100 levels and then you progress through them and then you unlock new stuff.
That's cool. I'm really glad that you guys have so many ways to support the game. I think it's amazing that you guys have let us play this game for so long for free. We've done so much testing, and I haven't been able to give you guys $1 yet. I'm super excited to have so many cool options coming forward, to have my gun look amazing, have my character look cool, to be out there styling on day one. I can't wait to support you guys with that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in chat who share that. Yeah, how often are you going to put new stuff in the store? Like, is it going to be weekly? Is it going to be daily? Am I going to seasonally see something that I can never see again? Like, what kind of rarity and rotation are we looking at?
Well, the seasonal stuff is actually, you can say, the Fortuna Pass vanity, because that's super exclusive and that will probably, most likely, never come back again. As for the shop, we will have daily rotation, so basically stuff changing up every day, and then we'll have a weekly rotation, so stuff that you can see for 7 days. And yeah, most likely, if you're speaking like completely new assets, that will also come in on a seasonal basis.
Sweet. So you guys will work on like seasonal cosmetic features to drop with each season then. So we can look forward to both new cosmetics and hopefully new content with each season, it sounds like. At least
Exactly.
that's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Nice, 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 nice. So that basically covers all of my officially written down questions. and I think we're getting pretty close to right at an hour here. So I imagine we can just spend the last few minutes here talking about. Let me say, how long have you been working there for Yager officially? I know you said you started out as a community member, so you've been officially part of Yager for how long now?
It will actually be 3 years in March, so I'm close to the anniversary.
Nice.
And yeah, first year was community manager, and for those of you who already know our community management team, already worked with Flo back then. Yeah, was a fun ride, and yeah, but I always aspired to be a game designer, and I'm so happy
Yeah, you live in the
to
dream,
be on
man.
board. Yeah,
You live in the
absolutely.
dream. I can tell from your attitude and stuff that you not only are working, but that you actually quite enjoy it. And the same for you, Ness. How long have you been working there? And we didn't really hear how you got started into creature design. I mean, is that where you started art, or is that just where they threw you?
It's for me, it's a lot less time. It's 4 months I joined Yager, but it feels
nice.
yeah, in a sense though, not in a bad way. I really enjoyed Yager. How I got into AI, I don't know. It's like I actually did psychology, something completely different, and then I found myself in games industry because I was playing lots of games.
So you were studying psychology and playing lots of games, and you wound up in the game industry. Well, I don't know how either of you managed what you've done there. It sounds amazing that you guys had those opportunities, and Yager seems to be like a really cool company. All the interviews, everyone seems so happy to work there. 90% of the time, I'm so happy to speak with the guys inside of Yager that I get to, and super excited that I got you two guys in here for this interview. And I know we were all nervous, everybody going for our first time, but I think it went really well. I'm excited to continue to see what you guys have to put out for us. And Yev, you literally calmed many minds today with your wonderful discussion and clarifications.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
On XP boost and the Fortuna Pass, because one thing that's important in this game is people don't want to feel like they're losing because other people paid money, and I I don't want to go into my opinion on this situation, but I do want to go into how well you guys have come up with options. And maybe not everything's perfect, and maybe something has to go or something has to be added. But the way that you guys are able to bring this game to us free to play with such an incredible game plan coming forward, and what I think is very fair monetization. Like I'm not saying it is perfect by any means, but I really am impressed by the alien team and the gun balancing team and the monetization team, and I can't sing your guys' praises enough. I'm so excited, and thank you Scraticus, and thank you Feralis, and all you guys who have really kind of boosted me into this place to even be able to talk to you guys about this and ask these type of questions. So it's really cool community-wise. The community is amazing. You guys are amazing. Scraticus is amazing. I'm so excited for CB2, and hopefully I'll see you too on Fortuna for some action in March.
Oh, absolutely. And thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. All right, have a good one, guys.